All right, so as some of you know, I've been looking for a job now for well over a month. The job search really hasn't been all that easy, and as I'm doing a little bit of research online, I'm coming to find out the reason why. So I figured I would, maybe possibly help somebody else that's having a hard time finding a job as well. I've come across a lot of information on what's known as the ATS system. It's the applicant tracking system, which is something that a lot of the employers are using nowadays to help them weed through a lot of the applicants. If you're looking online, see back in my day, it was real easy. You just go to a job that you wanted to work for, you filled out an application, and you either got an interview that day or they'd call you within a couple days if your information matched what they were looking for, and you would have a job by the next week. Back when I first started working, they didn't do background checks. They didn't do a lot of that stuff, but they're doing that now. So that information doesn't really pertain to what we're dealing with, because even if you fill out an application today and you were to have an interview, more than likely you're going to have to wait anywhere between 7 to 10 business days for your background check to come back anyways. But because they're trying to eliminate a lot of that process, what they've done is a lot of employers are using a third party to go through their applications by using this applicant tracking system. Now, what I've found out is any job that's being applied for online, it goes through this system, and what this system does is it weeds out everything. Actually, only roughly about 3% of all applicants will actually even get a phone interview. And out of those 3% of the applicants that get a phone interview, only two or four are actually going to get, between two and four are going to get an actual in-person interview. And then, of course, more, either one or more, however many people they actually need, are actually going to get that job. But this is very discouraging for anybody who's looking for a job. What they are recommending is making sure that whatever job you are looking for, make sure that you, first of all, do a background check on the company that you're going to be working for. Make sure that you are actually qualified for the position that you're applying for. Because if your resume or your job experience don't actually match what, excuse me, what they're actually looking for, that tracking system is going to bump you out of the system automatically. So what you want to do is, first of all, do a little bit of background check on the company that you want to work for. Find out exactly what they do. Figure out if your resume is going to be a good fit for them. And then if it is, and if you still think that you're qualified for the job after doing the research for them, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make your resume revolve around that company. So you might have 15, 20 resumes, sitting, sitting somewhere in your computer that specifically line up to each job that you're actually looking for. This is imperative because you want to make sure that whatever job you're applying for, your resume matches it 100%. Because if there's one thing that's out of line with what they're looking for, that they call it ATS. That ATS system is going to bump you out of there completely. So I hope this helps. I know it's actually opened up my eyes, because again, I am looking for a job and I've had no success. I've probably filled out, I'm going to say, at least close to 200 resumes and applications online within the last 20 days, and I've literally only gotten, I think, 4 phone calls, and they're for jobs that are not in my pay grade. They're jobs that I don't really want to do, and they're not fitting my need. So you really want to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're making sure that you are applying for jobs that you are qualified for. Don't over apply for jobs just to apply. because the more you apply, in the well, depending on if you're looking at one particular company, apply for one specific job. Don't apply for multiple positions in one company. And if you have to, because there's a couple things that just to get your foot in the door, make sure that you are absolutely positive that your resume is going to match up to each one. So you might have two different resumes sent to the same company. Make sure that your resume matches that job description. I got a lot of this information off of LinkedIn, and what LinkedIn actually, what not LinkedIn, but what the article actually said was, what is it? 80% of all jobs are given by referrals. So what they suggested in this article on LinkedIn was use social networks, use LinkedIn, use Facebook, use whatever other social network there is out there, and get to know some of the employees that are inside that company already. Once you are actually able to talk to them and explain to them what your needs are, and get to know them a little bit better, they actually might be able to actually give you a referral internally. Because like I said, according to this article that I read, 80% of all jobs are given by referral. Use social media, use it to your benefit. It wasn't set up to be this way, but the fact of the matter is, unfortunately, it always goes back to, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So use your social media. Be realistic about it. Come on. We're all using social media, whether just to be to connect with our family, whether to be to connect with whoever. Use it to your benefit. Use it as a tool. Use it for something that's going to benefit you. But going back to social media, let's also be realistic about this. If you're posting pictures of what you're doing every single weekend, going out partying with your friends, you have to remember that a lot of employers are actually pulling up social medias and using that as part of their background checks. So if you're a major partier and you're posting pictures of you doing shots out of somebody's belly button or something on those lines, more than likely they're not going to hire you. Or if you've got a picture of you and your buddies, you went down to Cancun for the weekend and you're out there smoking a big old fatty, guess what? They're probably not going to hire you. So look, use social media to your benefit. Don't use it as a deterrent for not getting a job. If you've got a lot of that stuff on there, take it down. Because even if you put it on there as being a private picture, it's the internet. Come on. Be smart. People can hack into this stuff all the time. So I'm hoping that some of the things that we've talked about here are going to help you or help benefit your job search. I know that this is going to change my way of looking for a job. So hopefully it'll help you, and hopefully it helps me, because I need a job too. So thanks again. Have a great day.